Many people spend months researching a new hobby, buying the gear, and talking about how much they want to start, only to avoid the activity the moment they finally have free time. You see the evidence in corners everywhere. A guitar that was an exciting purchase now sits untouched. A 3D animation trial is downloaded, used for 3 days of tutorials, and never opened again. These abandoned projects lead to a common feeling of guilt, where people assume they've simply lost interest or become lazy. The issue appears to be a loss of the specific capability to stay with a single task long enough to reach the point of enjoyment. This widespread failure to learn new skills is the result of a digital environment that has systematically eroded the conditions required for deep attention. In the early 2000s, learning a skill was a private act. You could fill a notebook with terrible sketches or copy characters incorrectly in complete isolation. Nobody was watching, so the quality didn't matter. Today, that isolation is gone. The moment a beginner looks for a tutorial online, they are immediately measured against the top 1% of global talent. A beginner guitarist looking for the basics is instantly confronted with videos of child prodigies outperforming industry veterans. This exposure also inflates the cost of entry. Aspiring photographers see creators using $10,000 setups in Norway, making their own starting gear feel inadequate before they've even taken a photo. This shift forces the brain out of a state of exploration and into a state of constant self-evaluation. You stop asking if the activity is fun and start asking if you're improving fast enough to justify the effort. Social media removes the element of play. By turning every interest into a race to catch up with professionals, the activity starts to feel emotionally flat. Every hobby has a friction phase, where the task feels boring or frustrating before your brain settles into immersion. Platforms like TikTok bypass this entirely. They train the brain to expect a new stimulus every few seconds, providing instant gratification without effort. We see the result in how people now behave, checking phones during movies or switching songs halfway through. Attention keeps resetting before the brain can reach the threshold of immersion. Neurological research has linked heavy consumption of short-form media to a quantifiable decrease in the ability to sustain attention on slower, more complex tasks. The modern brain is effectively rejecting delayed reward, the very thing all hobbies are built upon. Boredom used to be a forced part of daily life. Empty afternoons and long commutes essentially pushed people towards hobbies because there was nothing else competing for their attention. Now, boredom is medicated with a screen within seconds of its arrival. We no longer sit with the discomfort of having nothing to do. This matters because boredom is the incubator for curiosity. It provides the quiet space where interests and passions actually develop. By avoiding that temporary discomfort, we have removed the mental runway required to launch a new passion. Quitting a tutorial after 3 days is a common result of a high-speed, algorithmically trained brain attempting a task that requires slow, sustained focus. Real skill acquisition offers no instant gratification. It is a process built entirely on delayed rewards. Watching better tutorials, buying expensive gear, or finding more free time will not solve the problem if the underlying attention span remains fragmented. The solution involves uncomfortably untraining the brain's dependence on constant stimulation. It requires intentionally creating empty, unplugged spaces where focus is allowed to deepen. Reclaiming the ability to love a hobby is a struggle against a digital infrastructure designed to capture and divide your attention. The only way forward is to fight for the depth that modern life has made scarce.